What I decided when I was about 5 was, okay, I'm not going to take part in this education malarkey. I'm going to fail. And basically, I just failed. I just didn't listen and do anything and kind of just... And, you know, in those days, you didn't get diagnosed or anything like that, you know, like you were just... You know, because nowadays you've got all these things you can be diagnosed as, you know, OCD and ADHD and all these kind of lovely things that you can have. We were diagnosed, very basic diagnosis, you're thick. I was diagnosed as being stupid. Fantastic, the relief that comes. Do you get it? It's brilliant. Nobody asks you, you know, what are you going to be when you grow up? Because you're thick, you're just stupid. You don't do anything. Yeah? And it's a fantastic place to be, because in the front of the class, you know, here's the front of the class, there's all, we used to call them the chimpanzees, because they're all going, because they know the answers. I know the answer. Yeah? And in the middle is the sheep, and at the back is the fucking psychopaths. And the sociopaths, isn't it? You know, it's scary. Fuck, it's a scary place to be, the back of the class. I loved being in the back of the class. There were different lessons going on. There was a lesson at the front on the chalkboard, and there was a fucking different lesson at the back of the class. Jesus fucking Christ. Scary lesson happening in the back of the class. I remember one story, you know, this boy is saying to me, you know, about girls and sticking your hands up their skirts. And I'm going, oh, no, not really. And he goes, if you stick your hand up a skirt, there's a hand that will come out of her pussy and grab hold of your hand. That's the back of the class. I'm still terrified of women, you know, but it's what happens. It's what's being taught about in the back of the class. I love it. I love it. And we were diagnosed as being stupid. Fabulous. Fabulous. So you don't do anything, and you just get away with not doing very much, which I loved. And basically, at the back of the class, there was this other boy. He came along, and he was called Bosch. Bish Bosch, we used to call him. Hieronymus Bosch. Anybody heard of him? He was he was from Belgium, I think, originally. And he was a lovely painter. He used to paint a lot. Paint grotesque animals, you know, like he specialised in these paintings of grotesque beasts, you know, half man, half wolf, or whatever, you know. And that's the back of the class. All these paintings are called back of the class 3 or 4. You know, they're the back of the class. And I'm sure somewhere in amongst them there's a carp with a pair of tits. It's got to be, hasn't it? My gosh, Hieronymus Bosch, he was a good lad. Anyway, so I left school. I left school at an early age and basically became all the things that everybody predicted I'd be.